Hey, hi, hello, welcome to Chaos and Cats. My name is Kaylie.
And I am Laura.
I started it on her without her knowing. She
Yeah.
didn't realize.
My bad. I was making sure I had all my information. So sorry. I was getting bugged by Harley. She wanted the nubs.
Harley Roo.
Harley Roo.
Harley Roo.
Hello. Did we say our names? Yeah, we said our names.
We said our names, don't worry.
Okay.
We get that out of the way real quick, so we don't
good.
forget.
Yeah, because your girl forget.
We forget sometimes. Really fucks up my editing process.
I don't doubt
Because I try to do hey, hi, it's Chaos and Cats, and then boom, music, and then come back and it's Kaylee, it's Laura. But when we forget to do our names, it's like, we get into the episode. I'm like, well, that really bugs my mental health issues that didn't go the way it's supposed to go every single time.
That's not how that was supposed to go.
It really bugs my issues when things don't go the way they're supposed to go every time.
But that's chaos, baby.
Part of the chaos, part of the podcast. Exactly. That's a part of it. That's part of why we do this, because it helps Laura and I think, in a lot of ways, to accept the chaos in our lives a lot more.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just put it out there and be genuine about it, and
Exactly.
because y'all, some people,
It happens.
pretend, but everybody's life is fucking crazy. Yeah. To some extent. How you been?
I've been good. I think I'm on vacation after next week, so I'm excited for
Ooh.
that. I just have to get through one more week, and then I get a week off. I'm so excited. So excited.
Will that be in June?
Yeah, it's like the first week of June.
That's exciting. So maybe by then it'll start being less rainy.
I'm hoping it'll be a nice week.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. We'll see.
Told you to get those out before, Kaylee.
I took more sips of the Dr. Pepper before we
just-
started this recording. I know you want from me, okay? Leave me alone. Yeah, so I'm hoping it'll be a nice week, because I want to work on this front little flower. It's not really a flower patch. There's like a couple flowers in there. It's a big leaf patch. I want to make it more of a flower patch. I'm going to take out some of what's in there. I'm not going to take all of the greenery that's in there, but I want to take out a chunk of it and put in some more flowers. I also
don't blame you.
want to put a tree there.
Oh.
Put a tree in the middle. I gotta find what tree I want so I can get it.
Like how you want it.
I want, like, I've got to be mindful, because the sun we get in the front yard, we only get sun until maybe about noonish in the front yard. So we only really get morning sun, so it's not like the strongest sun. So I gotta be mindful of that when I'm picking my tree. But we were thinking of maybe another hydrangea. Because we've got white, or not hydrangea, sorry, lilacs.
Oh, yes.
Because we've got lilacs in white up front, and then we've got the, I think they're the violet ones.
Okay.
Over here on the side of the house. And I was looking, and there's a type of lilac that changes colors throughout the time of year and when it's flowering. So I was like, that's fun.
And there's a type of lilac that blooms twice a year.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
like once in the start and once in the end of the summer.
And I think it's one like that because it changes the colors that it blooms in too.
Okay.
So, but that's one that I have my eye on. And then another
same.
one that I was looking at was one of those ones where it's a fall color all year round. Like a deep red color. Yeah, that was one that's really been catching our eye.
And is this something you can order online?
Absolutely.
So
we're
you
not
should send me that
sponsored, so
link
I'm
because,
gonna not say
but I've been looking.
I've been looking, and it's been sponsored on other podcasts.
Okay.
But so
not
people
us,
probably have already
play.
figured that out, so I'm not giving them free sponsors.
Yeah, because my sponsor right now is the abandoned house down the street that has a massive one in their front yard that I'm about to dig up one of these nights.
Exactly. So I'll send you that link, because
Thank you.
I've been looking at it, and they do some sales and stuff like that too. So if one's a little out of your price range, you just gotta wait for a little sale to happen, and then you can probably get it. But yeah, they'll ship it right to you and stuff. So I gotta pick one I want so I can put it in my front yard.
Sounds
and then
good.
at some point we're gonna get fruit trees in the backyard, but
Samesies.
we'll get to that at some point. It's a bit more expensive for a fruit tree, so
yeah.
And if I want certain fruits, it's gonna be a little pricey. Okay.
Yeah, it's true.
One day I'll have a yuzu tree in my house. It'll have to be in my house because we live in Maine.
What is that?
It's a form of citrus. It's a Japanese citrus like fruit. I love like yuzu drinks and stuff like that, and I would love some like fresh yuzu to put in stuff, and like that'd be great.
That would be great.
But that one is one I'd have to grow inside of my house or something because it's.
Do you think your porches would be perfect for that, or would it still get too cold?
It probably have
cool.
to be like a porch or a laundry room kind of tree.
Yeah.
But maybe not in this house. We'll see. Maybe later down the road.
Totally.
We'll get there eventually. It's possible indoors. It's possible. My climate's not the greatest for it, but it's possible indoors.
You're gonna maybe try to make it work.
If I can create it inside and do it inside, that'd be fantastic. But
That would be fantastic.
But yeah, what else? We've been talking about getting a dog.
Oh wow!
We've been talking about it.
That's surprising. We'll have to be chaos cats and a dog officially.
I know, because we're both of a dog. It's more for my peace of mind. It's a good protector, you know. When he's away and stuff like that. When I'm home alone out here, and not even just people protector, but like wild animals too. Like if I'm outside, like the dog is gonna know something's coming before I'm gonna know. Yeah. So.
The amount of times that I've been on a walk with Chloe, the only times that she will turn us around is if it's raining. And there have been a handful of times where she'll turn us around and we'll get to our driveway and all of a sudden I hear a ton of coyotes going at it. Like not too
But that's
far
what I'm
from
saying
us.
Is like, that is why
and I'm like, thanks, girl.
I would be totally fine with having a dog out here. And I was telling Nick, I'm like, the biggest thing that keeps us from getting a dog is that, well, if we go somewhere, we have to, get the dog taken care of, blah, blah, blah. But, we have an asthmatic cat now. So if we want to go somewhere, we have to have someone come take care of our cat. Yeah. So that's kind of the problem of, like, we already can't go anywhere because we have an asthmatic cat. Like, we can't really do long trips. And then also, we just bought a house. We ain't going on vacation anytime soon. Sorry about it.
Sorry about it.
Sorry about it. We bought a fixer-upper. We bought a fixer-upper that needs a lot of work.
So not even that. You bought a house. That alone is.
We bought a house. Oof. That alone. No. Oof. And the fact that we also bought a fixer-upper that needs a good chunk of work. We're not going anywhere anytime soon. If we do any sort of vacation, it'd be like a weekend trip somewheres if we did anything. So, we're not going anywhere anytime soon. I got time. I can train a dog. Let's go.
It's honestly a lot of fun, especially if you...
And we'd have to get a puppy because our cats just won't transition well, I think, if we bring home an adult dog. As much as I'd love to just adopt an adult dog. Also, we want it very strictly trained, so...
And you've met Chloe. Well, you haven't, but you've met Chloe. So.
Yeah.
She's doing fantastic, but
she's doing really good, but
if we got her when she was a puppy, she'd be...
We want our dog to be...
Excuse me.
Very strictly trained. Like, we want to be confident with our dog being off leash, you know. We want to know that, like, our dog is very well trained. So
of course,
that's our biggest thing. And also for the cats, I think it would be easier for them to transition with a dog if they get it in their lives when it's small and they watch it grow. I feel like that's going to be a lot easier for them to adjust. And I think
cats can, like, assert dominance a little easier on a puppy, and then it can, like, continue on when the dog's bigger than the cats at that point.
Rather than if you bring in an adult dog that's already had some life experience, it's going to be a little bit harder for cats to kind of set that boundary with the dogs. Whereas when they're a puppy, it's a little bit easier to teach them, don't fuck with the cat.
Yeah. But also, it's just certain dogs. There are some dogs that are just, like, so gentle with cats that it would go smoothly. But I understand that it's kind of a... It's just kind of a percentage where it might not happen for you. And that I know is not something you want to risk.
Much higher percentage, and we don't want to have to go through that process of, like, oh no, this dog doesn't work for us, let's put it back somewhere.
Because they don't really take it.
Exactly, and that's just gonna hurt the dog more if they aren't a fit for us, and I wouldn't want to put them through that. And later down the road, we might be able to do it more adult dogs being adopted or something like that.
Of course,
maybe if we have different cats or when they're adjusted to a dog, you know. But yeah, so we've been.
No, I do totally get it.
Yeah, and we've
just
been looking around.
Experience.
At what is it, Pet Finder? That's what we've been using. We've been using Pet Finder to look for puppies around. There was the cutest little Australian Shepherd mix. She had all the colors and coating and the mismatched eyes of an Australian Shepherd, but not the long fur.
Okay.
The long hair, like
it's fur. A lot of energy.
That was like my. That's the only thing that, like, kind of keeps us from going towards the Australian Shepherd is they're very high energy. We love them. We do. That's the dog that Nick wants at some point. It is. But I was like, the only thing is they're very high energy.
But if you get it with, like, an invisible fence or something, it could totally work.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We would make sure that they would be able to go out and, like, run and do their thing. And yeah, we would more than likely do, like, an invisible fence or something. Our neighbors across the street have an invisible fence too. They don't let their dog go past the front of the house. That's that's probably something we would do, is we wouldn't let them go past a certain point of the house and just keep them in the backyard. And that's also where the majority of our yard is anyways. Yeah. You've been to my house. My house is very close to the road, so we wouldn't let any animals out near the front road anyways.
Of course.
It's just, I've lost too many pets.
Oh yeah. On
roads and stuff, so no, you ain't going anywhere near the fucking road, not if I can help it. You're gonna be in the backyard only. So, but yeah.
But that's so exciting.
Yeah, I don't know.
You'll have to let me know when you find one that you might go look at or something.
Well, so that's the thing, is I'm just gonna look and watch, and if the right one comes along and we go, yep, that's the one we want, we'll go get it. You know, that's what we'll do. But we're not in a rush to get one. You know, if one does come along in the next couple months, great, fantastic, cool. Yeah. If not, if it's 6 months down the road, okay, that's totally fine. We're not in a rush to get one. Even if it's a year from now, not in a rush.
But it's just like on your mind and you're keeping it open.
It's on our mind.
And I think that's
I'm
cool.
watching Pet Finder. We're gonna be picky about our first dog. We are.
Of course.
We're gonna be very picky about our first dog. It's gonna have to be one of those, we looked at that picture and we went, I need to meet that dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a feeling.
Yeah.
You just kind of know sometimes, genuinely.
Yeah. And I also have been looking because I just want to see what's out there for puppies right now too.
Yeah.
A lot of German Shepherds, a lot of Labradors. Yeah.
Two great breeds.
There's
very,
another
very
one
different.
too. I love Labradors. We had a Labrador growing up. He was super sweet.
I think I had one as well, or a lab mix.
Yeah, we had a black lab. He was a sweetheart. I absolutely love Labradors. His parents had a golden retriever? Was Toby a golden retriever or a lab?
British lab.
British lab. He was a Labrador.
Mm-hmm.
I love them. They're very loyal, very sweet
great
dogs.
temperament,
Very,
yeah.
they have a great temperament. And we're also keeping in mind insurance with getting our dog, because that can be affected. With
We do have to have
breeds.
insurance on our house for our dog Chloe and our last dog Nala, because they're pitties. So I totally
exactly.
Get you there.
So that's stuff that we're keeping in mind when it comes to our first dog we're getting.
So sad.
It's so sad because I love pitties. Pitties are an amazing breed of dog.
With the pitty.
Pitties are beautiful. I love them so much, but sadly it probably won't be right now that we get a pitty. One day in my life I'll probably have a pitty, but not right now. Not until I can afford that extra risk.
I totally get it. But whatever dog that you do get is going to be like so
Oh yeah. And we're looking
loved
for
and spoiled,
and
I can't wait.
We don't want a purebred. That's not important to us. We're totally fine with a mix. Don't get me wrong, there are certain breeds we would like to own at some point in our life.
Same. I mean, not gonna lie, I've been wanting to get a second dog, because if you got one, you're doing all the stuff anyway.
Also,
whatever.
I want a Klekai at some point in my life. It's basically a small husky, but they're their own type of breed. They weren't bred to be a mini Klee. So Kleekai, Klekai.
Kleekai.
Klekai.
Oh, okay.
They're basically a small husky.
I've seen some at the dog park that I
absolutely love them. I could handle that version of a husky over a ginormous husky. I love huskies, but they're a lot.
I just can't do their screaming, because I will freak out.
Yeah, I love talkative animals. I mean, we've got a Siamese. We love that they talk to us. It's fucking great.
I'm glad. Just not my thing.
She gets a little mouthy sometimes. I'm like, excuse you. Excuse you. Makes it entertaining when you say something and then suddenly you get a meow back and you're like, I'm sorry, I didn't know we were in the talking back to our parents. Like, what? It's fun.
It makes talk to Harley. I'm like, girl, tell me about it.
It just makes
Can you believe
so fun.
You did that?
It just makes it so fun. Like, it's just so cute. Just gives them more personality.
No, I agree. I love it. But I am excited. Like I said, keep me updated.
Absolutely. A lot of the ones that I'm coming across are basically in New Hampshire, so.
All right.
Yeah, it's because of where we live.
Yeah, you live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's all you guys need to know. I live in the middle of nowhere, and it's close to New Hampshire. That's all you need to know. There's a lot of middle of nowhere close to New Hampshire, so.
Yeah, good luck with that. Finding anywhere where either of us live, honestly.
Please don't, though.
Not that I'm testing
but,
people,
no,
but
we both live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. You more in the middle of the nowheres now. I feel like where I live now is starting to get more more happening, so there all of a sudden is a lot more new houses.
Well, it's funny because
more
we're technically in the middle of nowheres, but we do have like grocery stores and stuff like pretty close to us. But like everything where we are though now, everything's like 30 minutes at least away.
Yeah.
A decent grocery store is like 30 minutes away at least.
So good luck with that. Anybody from a city is probably shitting their pants. The city or the UK, they're fucking shitting their pants.
That's great. I like it.
I mean, it's whatever.
I'm less likely to go out and like try to go grab something from the store because I actually have to be like, what store do I want to go to? And like, ugh, that one's like 30 minutes away and they're most likely to have what I want. So, guess I'll go and get it when I'm out working.
Exactly. Well, you're already out and about anyways.
Literally, that's usually when I end up doing it.
I don't blame you.
Anyways, Laura, how you been?
I've been pretty good. I had a double date with me and one of Mark's friends last night, and we saw the new Final Destination movie.
I have no plans to see the new Final Destination movie. I'm not tormenting myself like that.
I mean, I was only there because Mark and the other...
I was only there because I was forced to be there.
Because Mark and the other guy friend there really liked those movies, and me and my friend just want to hang out.
Oh my
but
God. I don't want to be here.
But basically, we just kind of tried to be a little silly throughout the movie. But I got anxiety.
Yeah.
I don't know if nobody knew this, but this really puts even more perspective on my life. And this one was.
I saw part of the trailer for it and immediately went. Not
the
for
guy
me.
with the septum. You really
Not
love
for
that?
me. Not for me. I'm not doing that to myself again.
It gets worse. That's not
did
even
that.
the worst one.
I did that
Oh my
already.
God.
I tormented myself already through those fucking movies. There's a reason I can't drive behind fucking log trucks. And did you see their marketing campaign? It was genius because they put banners on log trucks. They used logging trucks for their Final Destination fucking promos. They put new Final Destination movie like on the fucking log trucks. I was like,
love that.
I hate
Good
you,
for
and that
them.
is genius.
Genius.
I hate you.
Evil genius.
I'm like, that's fucking diabolical. Like,
but I'm kind of here for it. So
I was totally here for it, but you know what?
But the movie really fucked me
out.
up.
I'm gonna skip out on this one. This is for a new generation to go traumatize themselves. No, thank you.
It was a good movie for what it was.
For torture porn, yeah.
But the very beginning, it just really fucked me up.
Okay,
I
was gonna say,
don't know.
To drop a
It's
spoiler?
just no, I won't. It just
really
the
fucked
beginning.
Laura
It
up.
really fucked me up because I think being murdered might be terrible. That. Nah, murder me.
Nah.
Murder me.
I'll take murder over that.
Honestly, I'll take murder over all of them, but like, whoa.
No, no, not.
Ooh, give me a
Not
stomach
for me.
ache.
If Mark was like, if Mark had suggested to us a double date to go see that, I'd literally look at him, laugh in his face, and be like, "Ha! You have fun with that? No fucking thank you. You're batshit.
No.
Laura and I are going somewhere else. You can go torment yourself.
Go bye-bye, alright?
You can go torment yourself.
No, I was there. But
Not
I had
enough
nerd rope
generational
clusters.
trauma, thanks.
I was supported by nerd rope clusters, though, so.
And then my nerd rope clusters really got me for this one.
It's true, though. Alright? I really had to focus on those crunchies, alright, for a second there.
Oh my god.
I think aside from that, I know everybody knows I look at my calendar, so that's where I'm at right now. Everybody knows this is how I just check in, as I just look at my calendar. I have a tattoo on Thursday coming up, so that'll be fun. Just to kind of like fill in the rest of my flowers, I think.
Kaylie doesn't get to go to this one. It's a Thursday.
It's on a Thursday. It was the only one available.
It's
and I said,
fine.
fuck it.
It's fine.
It's like the only one I'm going to be able to get
It's fine.
before summer comes.
It's fine.
You know, tattoos in summer.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm only slightly offended. It's fine.
No. I'll send you pictures.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I mean,
It's become our thing, but it's fine.
you can skip work. Fuck it.
If only.
I know.
If only.
But I think that is about it.
That is about it.
I'm just gonna, like, in real time let you guys know that there's some people liking one of our posts, and I'm so happy about this. I don't know what is happening.
Trying hard to get on top of our shit.
Yeah, I
with
don't
the
know what is
pod.
happening, but I like it.
We're trying really hard to get on top of shit with the pod.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you.
we're really trying to get more organized and like making sure we're on top of posts and like getting episodes up and things like that. We're working on it. We're working on it.
So, like, thanks for the, recognizing that. Appreciate it.
Just continue to listen and support us. We're also, I'm sure you've noticed we've been trying to change the format of the show a bit here and there too.
Yeah, we're
trying
just
to
evolve a
do
little bit.
more and evolve it into what we want it to be.
Yes.
Because when we started this, we didn't know what the fuck this was gonna be.
It's true.
I mean,
we didn't even know the title was gonna be Chaos and Cats until we were recording it. So
literally, and we also formed Kitty Corner during an episode. We're like, you know what? That's the new segment, and
yeah.
So
I don't even remember if it's Kitty Corner or Cat Corner anymore.
I think
but
it's
I like
become Kitty Corner.
both. I like it. It's fine either way.
It doesn't matter personally, but like I feel like it's kind of become Kitty Corner because I think I just keep saying Kitty Corner.
Yeah. If it flows better for you, I'm down.
I feel like Kitty Corner just flows a little more better. It's the Kitty Corner.
Yeah.
The Cat Corner.
Speaking of,
it's time for the Kitty Corner.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he, she's, and they's alike, if you just said fuck it to all the pronouns and you just want to be, your majesty, then this is for you.
Gather around.
The Kitty Corner. The Kitty Corner. The Kitty Corner. We're here for the Kitty Corner. Kitty Corner. Kitty Corner. Cat themes, facts, and stories. So.
Oh, they get more and more unhinged every time, I swear to God. You'll never have the same intro song. Alrighty. Are we ready for a cat fact?
I think we are so ready for a cat fact.
I'm gonna give you two because one isn't really like a cat specific fact. It's just a cat related fact. You feel?
Got it.
Cool. So cats use their whiskers to determine if they can fit in a small space. I feel like we all mostly know that. And the bigger the cat, the longer the whiskers are likely to be. Because obviously if you're a bigger kitty, you're not going to be able to fit through certain spaces. And your whiskers decide if they can fit through a space.
That was pretty cool. But my question is, if you're like a peanut cat with peanut whiskers, but all of a sudden just eat all this food and get bigger and like in a fatter way,
then I think your whiskers would grow. I think. I would assume.
So cool.
It doesn't tell me that. This is just a quick cat fact.
No,
I don't really
totally
know that
get
detail,
it.
But
We're here for half facts, half theories. All right.
We're good. We got you guys. Okay. The other little cat fact that they got on this little website here.
Three-fer. Oh my god.
No. I only gave you one. That was the one cat fact. Was the whisker-related cat fact? Okay, that was all like.
It was a two-parter of the whisker.
It was a two-parter.
Got it.
Okay.
Well, we're in for a treat today, everybody.
So the other fact is that Abraham Lincoln,
my man,
kept 3 cats in the White House. After the Civil War was over, Lincoln found 3 kittens whose mother had died and took them in as his own.
Yes.
We love it.
We love Abe for a lot of reasons.
We love it.
But having 3 cats is one of them.
Absolutely.
One of them is the hat. One of them is that he was not cool with slavery. So I mean, like,
I was gonna say the whole abolishing slavery thing really like won a lot of us over. I think.
But the cats really like cherry on top.
It's a nice added little tidbit, So this next segment is the cat stories.
Cat stories.
Now this one I found, it's about a cat named Scarlet. I'm just gonna read you guys the little Wikipedia page about her, but Scarlet was a former stray cat from Brooklyn, New York, whose efforts to save her kittens from a fire attracted worldwide media attention and has been described in a number of non-fiction books. If the kittens were her first litter, Scarlet was probably about 9 months old. So, on March 30th, 1996, Scarlet and her 5 kittens were in an abandoned garage, allegedly used as a crack house in Brooklyn, when a fire started from undetermined causes, though individuals using crack have been presumed to be responsible. The New York City Fire Department responded to a call about the fire and quickly extinguished it when the fire was under control. One of the firefighters on the scene, David Gianelli, noticed Scarlett carrying her kittens away from the garage one by one. Scarlett herself had been severely burned in the process of pulling her kittens from the fire. Her eyes were blistered shut, and her ears and paws burned, and her coat highly singed. The majority of her facial hair had been burnt away. After saving the kittens, she was seen to touch each one of her kittens with her nose to ensure they were all there, as the blisters on her eyes kept her from being able to see them, and then she collapsed unconscious. Gianelli took the intact family to a veterinary clinic at the North Shore Animal League in Port Washington, New York, where Scarlett and her kittens were treated. The weakest of the kittens, a white-coated cat, died of a virus a month after the fire. However, after 3 months of treatment and recovery, Scarlett and her surviving kittens were well enough to be adopted. The story of this feline mother's efforts and bravery to save her kittens attracted international attention, and the clinic received more than 7,000 letters offering to adopt Scarlett and her kittens. The clinic ultimately chose to divide the kittens into 2 pairs, and the pairs were given over for adoption to residents of the Hamptons and Port Washington, New York. Scarlett herself was adopted by Karen Wellen of Brooklyn. In her letter, Wellen indicated that, as a result of losing her cat shortly after being injured in a traffic accident herself, she had become more compassionate and would take in only animals with special needs. Scarlett died on October 11th, 2008. While her adoptive family in Brooklyn, Scarlett needed continuing care as a result of her injuries. She was diagnosed with a heart murmur during her recovery at the Animal League Veterinary Medical Center. At her death, she was reported to have had multiple illnesses. The North Shore Animal League created an award named the Scarlett Award for Animal Heroism in Scarlett's honor, and the award is presented to animals or humans that have engaged in heroic acts to benefit others. And Scarlett's story was also mentioned in A Chicken Soup for the Soul book. That's a classic.
That makes
that's
sense. Oh my god.
That's a classic.
That brings me back.
But yeah, that's Scarlett.
Thank you, Scarlett.
Scarlett, the little kitty cat. She
your bravery
was determined to save her babies.
And she did.
No. I'm glad she ended up in a very happy home.
Me too. And still got to live some sort of loved life.
Exactly. Alright, and that is it for the kitty corner. Is it you first? Me first? I don't remember.
I don't know anymore. I really don't know anymore.
I usually can figure it out, but I can't figure it out this time around. I can usually remember I can usually piece it together, but I don't know. You want to go first?
We don't got it right now.
What do you want?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't care.
Okay.
Like I had told you.
Hi, little boy.
You know, I've been a little slow to the game because I think I'm an old lady. But I've been using Chat GPT to make things a little more fun, you know? To add a little bit of silliness to the vibe. To make the serious, boring articles a bit more, zhuzhed up, you know? So, that's what I have for you here today. We are talking about a 21-year-old German college student who basically said, Hitler, suck it, with a stack of homemade flyers and then paid for it with her goddamn life.
What a perfectly timed to do this kind of a topic, Laura. Well done, Laura. We're not going to get into why, because I think we're all aware of why. What a fantastic topic of fuck Hitler and the Nazis. What perfect
Fuck
timing to
them.
bring up this kind of a topic, Laura. Let's
And how, like, fighting against the man can look
absolutely
a little different than you might think.
Fuck yeah. You don't gotta be up in arms. You can fight in many ways. Alright.
Anyways,
Let's
be
go.
savvy, alright? So buckle up. It's gonna be intense, but we'll laugh a little too, because honestly, sometimes it's either that or we scream into the void. So let's go. Picture Germany in the 1930s. The country's broke, pissed off, and full of people ready to believe anything that makes them feel better about losing World War I. Enter Hitler.
Enter
Enter Hitler. A dude with a bad mustache and even worse ideas.
Dude, his mustache is so terrible.
So terrible. Like, who told him to do that?
I don't know who told him that was a good idea, but they should have been fired.
No. And not that I think that look would look good on anybody else, but now if anybody else were to do it, automatically you're
It's
Hitler.
just automatically
so it's like...
Everyone just associates it with Hitler, so just please don't do it.
So that was rough. That was rough for everybody.
It was rough for everybody.
But enter Hitler, a dude with a bad mustache and even worse ideas, who somehow convinces the entire country to follow him into absolute horror. This is where our girl, Sophie Scholl, grows up. She's born in 1921, the fourth of 6 kids, and by all accounts, she was smart, curious, loved to draw, and probably would have kicked our ass in trivia night. And her family, they were not about the Nazi life. Her dad literally got arrested for calling Hitler God's whip, which is German for this guy's a flaming asshole. But Sophie's a kid, and when the Nazi youth programs come around, she joins, mostly because if you didn't, people started asking questions. At first, she played along, wore the uniform, waved the little flag, did the whole weird Hitler Youth thing. And then she got older. She started reading banned books, thinking for herself, and realizing, holy shit, this whole thing is just violence, racism, and lies dressed up in creepy uniforms. So she quits. She started asking questions, and not the safe ones. Flash forward, it's 1942. Sophie's now a student at the University of Munich, studying biology and philosophy, because of course she is. Classic overachiever, of course, with a moral compass sharp enough to slice through Nazi bullshit.
Love it.
Her older brother Hans is also there, and, plot twist, he's involved in some real shady, noble, but very illegal shit.
I love it. Real shady, noble, but pretty fucking shady shit. Okay?
He's part of a small student-led resistance group called the White Rose, which sounds poetic as fuck.
It does.
But these folks, they were printing pamphlets calling out Hitler's regime for being corrupt, murderous garbage, and then secretly distributing them. Sophie joins them almost immediately. She helps write, edit, print, and most importantly, smuggle the leaflets out around Germany. Leaving them in mailboxes, phone booths, even shipping them to other cities. And nobody suspects her, because she's small, polite, looks like your cousin who always brings snacks to study group. But behind the quiet face, she was a full-blown anti-fascist firestorm.
Damn right.
They were trying to wake people the hell up, and it was working. Slowly, quietly,
Wake up, sheeple!
Dangerously. So now, it's February 18th, 1943. Sophie and Hans stroll into the university with a suitcase full of printed leaflets. The 6th batch. These are brutal. They call Hitler a maniac, rip apart the government for the slaughter of millions, and basically says, if you're not resisting this, what the hell are you doing? Their plan was to leave them all over the campus during class change and then dip out before anyone notices. And it's going great, until Sophie sees this huge, echoey, empty atrium and decides to make it a little more theatrical, which we can understand. So what does she do? She climbs up the stairs and chucks the rest of the leaflets off the balcony like fascism fighting confetti.
Fuck
And it's dramatic as hell.
Of course.
But also, there's a janitor. A cranky, Nazi-supporting janitor who sees the whole thing and turns them in faster than you can say goddamn snitch. Cue an arrest. Now, when the police pick you up in 1943, it's not like, oh, hey, let's chat over coffee. It's screaming, threats, zero sleep, and the looming promise of torture.
Promise of torture.
But Sophie doesn't flinch. She confesses almost immediately, not because she's scared, but because she believes it's what they did. Believes in what she did. Excuse me. She even tells the interrogator, I almost called her the narrator. Here I am. She even tells the interrogator, yes, I wrote the leaflets. Yes, I distributed them. And no, I don't regret a goddamn thing. The interrogator tries to guilt her, saying that, you're trying to drag your brother into this and he could die because of her. And Sophie basically said, I'm good. I'm just as guilty. And she's only 21.
Yeah.
She's 21 and she is just fucking sticking it to him. She says, fuck y'all. Knowing what the potential consequences are of this. She has no lawyer, because back then, obviously, you weren't given one. But 4 days after her arrest, Sophie, Hans, and their friend Christoph are shoved into a sham courtroom run by Roland Fresler, who knows. This guy's like if Judge Judy had a Nazi cousin with rage issues and zero. It lasts less than 2 hours. They yell, they accuse, they scream traitor about 800 times.
Traitor!
Traitor! Exactly.
Traitor!
But Sophie, she stays calm, stone-faced, and one of the last things she says in court was what we wrote and said is what many people think. They just don't dare to say it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Sophie, her brother, and the friend were all given guillotine sentencing.
Yeah, I'm not shocked.
They executed all three of them that afternoon. No appeals.
Damn, they didn't hesitate.
Nope.
They were like, we're not waiting. We're not risking anything.
They did a 2-hour trial and then said, you're dead.
A 2-hour trial.
Yeah. Less than 2 hours, it says. And they had no appeals, no family visits. Family didn't even say bye to them or anything.
Damn. Nope, you're done. Dead.
Yeah. They said it was just a prison cell, a goodbye letter, and a guillotine. Sophie's last recorded words were, how can we expect righteousness to prevail when there is hardly anyone willing to give themselves up for a righteous cause? Which is translation of, somebody had to say it, might as well have been me.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, girl.
Chloe.
I know, I heard her come in here, but she didn't come say hi, so she just
immediately laid down. What a good girl.
Because she was in our bed, and now she's like, I need company, Mom, even though I sleep in. You are a good girl.
Oh.
But here is the kicker. One of their last leaflets was smuggled out of Germany, landed in the hands of the Allies, and eventually got airdropped all over Germany by the millions.
Damn fucking right.
The Nazis killed 3 students, but their words literally rained from the fucking sky.
Fuck yes.
So yeah, Sophie Scholl, 21, college student, no army, no weapons, just a typewriter, a spine made of titanium, and enough nerve to go head to head with Hitler's death machine, which is, get it, girl. And if you ever feel small or helpless or like what you say doesn't matter, remember this girl handed out truth bombs, and basically said, if I'm going down swinging. And that is the story of Sophie Scholl with a little bit more fire. I'm gonna see if we can fine-tune it, make it more us, because this is way more fun than reading People's bland
Listen,
ass
we're
words.
trying to improve in a lot of
Yes.
ways. Now, Laura didn't have to out the whole ChatGPT thing. She could have just not told y'all.
You can
know.
cut that out if you want. I don't care either way.
I'm just saying. Now, Laura just straight up outed it. She's like, "This is what's happening," because
just because, like, if it's gonna be
Listen.
here, because we talked about it.
Listen,
I'm unsure about the whole
Laura
AI
and
thing,
I
but if
are
it's
not-
gonna be here,
also,
I'm using it for
are
funsies.
not really good at the whole script writing for the podcast thing. We've tried that before.
Yes. It's just really stressful, and I don't want
lot.
this to be stressful. So
now,
we're here
until
with
I can afford to pay someone to do my research.
not
and
even that. I'm
write me
fine with
topics.
doing it if we didn't have to also have a full-time job. Like, if that was our
Exactly.
full-time job, that would be so much fun.
Absolutely. So until I can afford to do that,
Yes.
I'm gonna go get some help to write
I'm
out
gonna
a
go
script.
get some help.
We're being honest with you about it. Apparently, Laura's decided we're being honest about it. I'm all for that. I'm not here to lie.
I don't know. I don't have anything to hide, and if people don't like it, they don't have to like it. That's on
Exactly.
them.
I just thought it
don't
was
give
so
a
funny
shit.
when you started it. You were like, "Yeah, so I'm gonna start using
Just
ChatGPT." I
because-
was like, "Fuck yes."
Just
Tell
because
everybody.
the way that ChatGPT writes things, if anybody's used it, like it.
Oh yeah, it can be a little weird sometimes.
Yeah, and so it's like it's writing it from like something that like I produced, and I don't. That's like cheating. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from a really small school, and that was a
No,
real
I
big
totally
thing.
get it. I totally get it though.
It's
'cause
just not
same.
worth it. I don't give a shit. Whatever.
And I don't, I don't give a shit. And also, like, I'm sorry, but there are so many people out there that use that shit. And it's okay.
Oh, of
it's
course.
a tool to help you improve. So, that's
And
what I'm doing.
And I didn't read all of it, and I
No.
switched up the wording to some of it because, like I said, it gets a little weird, but it gets, like, the creative side of me going.
Well, okay,
And it's
so
kinda
I
fun.
decided to take, which really, they just kind of added words to an article that I would have been reading off of. I threw it
Okay.
into ChatGPT just to organize it a bit more.
I'm so excited. Yes, especially if it's Wikipedia based. Like,
so-
good lord.
No, this one's not Wikipedia based. It's from Psychology Today. We're diving back into a topic that I've done but can't go out live. We're going back to orgies because I just couldn't wait to go back to
Yes.
orgies. So
Yes.
you guys
so,
don't
so
know.
you're
but-
zhuzhing it up a little with the like
Yeah,
ChatGPT,
so-
so it's not the same.
So
Got
you
it.
guys don't know, but we did an episode where we talked about the history of orgies, and Laura and I also
it was
talked
orgies
about
through the ages. That's what
Yeah,
you said,
and
and
then-
that was the coolest title. All right.
and then Laura and I, for her section, just talked about the possible serial killer in New
Yeah,
England
the
that
New England
may or may
serial
not be
killer.
a serial killer. We don't know.
Yeah.
But we talked about that, but the audio is no good because, like, my track was just, like, not there and, like, recorded.
Which is
so,
weird,
like,
because it was a really good episode.
it was a great episode, but my track was gone. So,
What the fuck?
we can't use it. So I was like, but you know what? I'm just gonna go back to it, and redo it and
Yes.
do that. So I decided to throw it in here just to see what it would give me, and then, so it gave me it written out like all neat, nice, whatever. And then I was like, make it funny. I was like, can you make it funny?
Just make it fun.
Let's
Because
see.
history is
What did we
fantastic. I think
call
history is
it
so
before?
cool. Whatever.
Okay.
Like, learning is so
So,
cool, but this makes it
The
memorable.
first title it gave me was
Hell yeah.
Ecstasy and Ritual, the History of Orgies.
Yes.
And then when I said make it funny,
Oh,
it
boy.
changed it to Group Projects, a brief naked history of orgies. I was like, yes, I am here for
Group
this.
project. Sorry to blow
So,
everybody's fucking eardrums out
we're-
with my laugh.
Gonna read the funny one.
Well, duh. Group project kind of killed me.
So we are diving into group sexual. The fuck? Group sex.
Group sexual.
Group sex. Communal canoodling. historical hoedowns of the horizontal kind. That is what we are
horizontal kind.
That is what we are diving into right now. Because orgies were not always about sweaty Romans going wild in marble bathtubs. In fact, the history of orgies is much weirder, way older, and sometimes even spiritual. So
oftentimes, I think
very
we found out.
Oftentimes.
Oh my god!
I would say Laura has hindsight. She has already been through this topic. It's new for you guys, but Laura's already been through it, and I'm technically reading you the same article, Laura, but zhuzhed up in a funny way by ChatGPT.
Which I'm excited. So, I'm pumped because it was already very interesting.
And I think that'll make it more fun for us because we are redoing a topic. So.
I think that is a great idea. Dear Lord, some ominous background moves.
Moving the mic stand.
Jesus.
Alright, so I'm gonna read. Oh no, I'm not gonna read all the titles to you, but we're gonna start with the first. I'm gonna at least read the first one, but the rest it kind of just flows together, so I'm just gonna keep reading.
But if there's ever one that pops
it's
up,
broken
that's
into segments. They broke it into segments.
Mine was too. I skipped that nonsense.
But it just starts out.
Mine were funny.
Ancient Egypt, blackouts and beer baths.
Hell yeah.
This is segment 1, bitches. All right. So our first stop is ancient Egypt. Picture it: sand, pyramids, eyeliner for days. Now imagine a goddess named Sekhmet. I hope that's how you say it. Going on a murder bender because humans ticked off the sun god Ra. Classic overreaction. Oh, well. Whatever.
It's Ra, though. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. To calm her bloodthirsty rage, Ra tricks her with a beer flood dyed to look like blood. She drinks it all, blacks out, and wakes up like, whoa, what happened last night? And just like that, she's back to being Hathor, goddess of love, music, and good vibes. Egyptians said, let's celebrate this miracle of divine chill with a big old festival of drunkenness. So picture thousands of people getting hammered on temple grounds, passing out, waking up to drums, and celebrating life, love, and probably a fair bit of public nookie. Religious orgy? Check. State-sponsored? Absolutely. Hangover cures? To be determined.
I know, I was thinking about, like, if I woke up from drinking all night and I was waking up to drums, I'd be so pissed. I'd be so pissed.
Like, if it's like a slow, melodic, simple doom, 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 like kind of thing, doom, doom, like maybe. But if it's like an obnoxious drumming noise, I don't know. It also depends on how loud it is too. Like if I'm waking up from like hungover, how
and you're
loud
fucking
are you
a drum
being?
line
because that's
right next
gonna
to me.
That's gonna piss me off.
Yeah.
Segment 2, Ancient Greece, Dionysus, and Divine Shenanigans. Next, we hop over to ancient Greece, where the god Dionysus reigned supreme. Dionysus was the god of wine, parties, theater, and apparently saying yes to literally everything. His followers held secret ceremonies called the Dionysian Mysteries, which sound like a Greek Scooby-Doo episode, but was actually a wild night of wine, music, dancing, and full-on ecstatic rituals, aka classy spiritual orgies. And here's a fun fact: the word orgy actually comes from the Greek word orgia, which just means secret rite. But let's be honest, when the rite involves a lot of wine, nudity, and tambourines, it's not staying secret for long.
And tambourines!
Tambourines! Segment 3, Rome. Bacchus goes too far. I think that's how you say it.
But we're in Rome.
If Greece was spiritual retreat with benefits, ancient Rome was daytime soap opera with togas. Romans had the Bacchanalia, named after Bacchus, their version of Dionysus. These started as small, wholesome gatherings, but quickly escalated into what Roman senators called a danger to public order. Translation: too many naked people, not enough RSVPs. In 186 BCE, Rome tried to ban these sexy shindigs. Politicians claimed that the Bacchanalia included criminal plots, political bribery, and scandalous behavior, which is Roman for we weren't invited and we're mad about it.
I mean, that too, but I don't...
banning orgies in Rome, that's like trying to ban pasta in Italy. Nice try, guys. That's the sentence they ended.
I like that.
I love that so much.
Can you just, like, at some point just copy and paste and send that to me? Thanks. Much appreciated.
Absolutely. Let me just copy.
You're, like, currently doing it right now, so we don't forget, but you will soon see this on your screen if you follow us anywhere. You will see it on your screen at some point in the near future.
Now we're headed over to the west. Alright, guys, we're headed over west. Now, don't think the west had a monopoly on communal sexy time. In India, the temples of Khajuraho weren't just architectural marvels. They were carved very explicitly with scenes that would make your grandma clutch her pearls.
Well, I mean, it's in the name. Because you're a hoe. Sorry. I had that in my brain for a while, so...
That is the name of the episode. Because you're a hoe. Oh, Laura, that's great. I'm gonna need that clipped.
Ooh, and then I'm dying.
Ooh. And in parts of the Americas, pre-colonial rituals often celebrated fertility and seasonal renewal with, you guessed it, communal get-downs. Spoiler alert, when the Spanish showed up, they were shocked, and then they immediately ruined everything. Yeah, basically.
I like calling it a communal get-down.
So,
it's kind of
psychology of the orgy. Why even do this?
Ooh.
So why has group sex been such a reoccurring theme in history? Is it just people being horny with no Wi-Fi? Psychiatrist Neil Burton says it's deeper than that. Orgies were often about ecstasy, transcendence, and breaking down social barriers. In other words, ancient folks weren't just doing it for fun, they were doing it for God.
As one would do, God.
For God.
What are you doing? What are you doing with all those people?
What? It's for God.
It's for God.
We're fucking each other for God. We're having group sex for God. Duh. Like what? I don't understand what you're not understanding about this. Thanks.
It's for God.
Thanks. It's for God. This is how I show my love for God. Thanks. It was a way to step outside your rigid little life and say, I am one with the universe. And also Steve and Priya and Marcus over there by the statue.
By the statue.
That's so funny. Oh my god.
You know what? Actually, Mark was telling me one of his friends of a friend or whatever has him and his girlfriend will go to places that like will do safe legal orgies basically, and they will like do a background check to make sure everyone there is like a safe person, which I thought was actually kind of cool, because if you're gonna get around with a bunch of strangers to do vulnerable things, at least you know you're with like a
reputable,
generally safe set of people.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
if you're into it, it's out there.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure.
Just like if you're like have some worries or whatever, there's
yeah.
like there's options that are out there that are
Definitely.
maybe a little safer than just going to a random
Do your research.
party.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I love that so much. So much. So, anyways, continuing forward. Today, orgies are mostly seen through a modern lens of either wild parties or weird movies you accidentally clicked on at 2 a.m. They're specifically calling out a movie called Eyes Wide Shut.
I don't think I've seen it.
But somewhere along the way, we lost the spiritual, ritualistic, and dare I say, communal joy of the ancient orgy.
AI is horny today.
This made AI very horny. So maybe it's time we rebrand. Less naughty taboo, more ecstatic team building exercise.
There it is again.
I'll leave that to the HR department. AI is horny. So what did we learn? What have we learned today? Orgies were sometimes holy. The Greeks and the Romans.
How is that spelled? Does it matter?
Holy. Holy.
Okay, continue.
Pun intended.
Of course. Got me.
The
got
Greeks and Romans were extra as fuck.
Yeah.
Ancient Egyptians threw better parties than we ever will.
Murder was cool, of course.
And humans, no matter the century, will always find creative ways to get weird together.
No doubt. No
I love
doubt.
this closeout. Stay curious, stay clothed, or don't. And we'll catch you next time. Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh my god, I love it. They included outro music fades out with the faint sounds of laughter and clinking wine cups.
Mine did that for every segment of like little bits and pieces of stuff you can put in there, which I thought was like, wow, extra.
That's so funny.
But I like your vibes, alright? I like where you're going.
So that is the history of orgies. They kind of made it a little bit shorter, I feel like, but they got it all wrapped up into a neat little bow for me.
I agree, and honestly, shorter might not be a bad thing since we're kind of
already at like an hour.
Yeah, a little ADHD up in this hole. What is that town called? Something about a hoe?
Yeah.
It's already out.
It's already gone.
Kaylie, you're gonna have to piece this together, make it like a joke that happened that was ha 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 funny. Thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll get right fucking on that. It's cause you're a hoe.
Oh.
Cause you're a hoe.
Cause you're a hoe.
Cause you're a hoe.
See? Just snap that together real quick, thanks.
Snap that together real quick, thanks. Alright, I appreciate that. Anyways, I think that's where we're gonna end it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, follow. I don't tell you this often, but you should subscribe and follow. And also you should rate us. You should rate us 5 stars, preferably. Thanks. Wherever you can do that, that'd be great. Thanks. If you want to hit us up at all, questions, comments, concerns, topic ideas, whatever you're feeling, you can hit us up at our email, which is chaosandcatspodcast@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, which is at chaosandcatspod, and you can also check out our YouTube channel. Not much visual going on over there right now yet, but That's at Chaos and Cats Podcast. You can listen to us over there. And our personal Instagrams are, as always, linked down below, along with everything else. One of these days, I'm gonna stop reading it all to you, and you're gonna just have to go
just
find it.
Go look at it. You know what's there.
It's there.
It's
all there.
2025.
Sources are there. That stuff's there.
Yeah. You know what? I think in the near future, I'm gonna have AI create us a Chaos and Cats song. So, be prepared, everyone. Be prepared. Things are gonna get more wild than you think.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Alright, that's it. Goodbye.